think we're battle tested, and we've played against the best of the best. So I think coming into postseason play, that's certainly going to factor in.
So what are you expecting to see in this match against Auburn? It's a big rivalry and a chance for your team to add another piece of hardware. I mean, we know what your team's MO is, but how do you think you'll be challenged?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome game. Auburn's a tough opponent. They're a very talented team. Results are down a little bit. I think their expectations were probably a little bit higher, but we're not taking them lightly by any means. We know it's a talented group. We know because it's a rivalry game, there's going to be some emotions in there. There's it's senior night for them. They're playing for their tournament lives. So there's a lot at stake, and just because we've got that #1 seed, it doesn't mean we're content either. We want to keep the ball rolling. We want to keep momentum going, and I think both teams are going to be trying to win this game.
Your team's already locked up the SEC regular season championship, but what would it be for your team to be able to lock down an undefeated SEC slate?
Yeah, I think that would be huge, and I think in the history of the SEC soccer, I think only Florida and South Carolina has done it, and I think Florida's done it multiple times. But it's not easy going undefeated in this league. So many talented teams, so many good teams, and then in a sport like soccer, so many different things can happen. And so for us to go 10-0 in this league would be pretty special. But probably more important for me, we're playing for NCAA seeding now. We want to try to get a #1 seed so that we can host all the way throughout.
So we asked Soroka about the depth of the team and how you're able to rotate players in if there's no drop off. Understanding that some teams, they just don't have that kind of depth going into the postseason. So how good is it to have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people that you could play at any time?
Yeah, I mean it's so darn important, and obviously for being able to bring players off the bench that can raise the level of the game, and then also you're getting to a time of the year when people are picking up injuries, and it's been a long, grueling season. I think we'll 18, 19, 20 games in. If we get through Orange Beach, 3 games in 7 days, or actually I guess 5 or 6 days. In the NCAA tournament run, so people are going to be picking up little knocks and stuff, and so to be able to bring in other players, into the starting rotation as well, it's important.
It can be challenging for Alabama to win in Auburn. We've seen it historically. What kind of a statement do you think it makes to the rest of the conference heading into the conference tournament if your team's able to get the job done?
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome, and I think we've shown on the road this year in general. Though we've been pretty damn competitive on the road. Going into a lot of difficult places and winning games. Starting with probably that BYU game in the non-conference schedule. But we're 4-0 on the road in conference. 5-0 at home. I think for us, it hasn't really mattered much if we're home or away. Clearly, we'd rather be playing home games, but I think we've proven to everyone that we can win on the road too.
You talk about playing home and away. What's it been like at home, seeing the growing fan support and just the record attendance?
I can't. It's unbelievable. I still can't believe some of the crowds we've gotten this year. And you start off slow. I think the first game or two, the crowds were a little bit light. But as we won games and as more and more people showed out, I think we kind of both fed off of each other. We certainly fed off the energy of the crowd early on, and then by us performing and playing good soccer and getting results, I think it drew more attention from the crowd, and then we got bigger crowds, and then of course we won bigger games. And so I think it's been an incredible relationship between the crowd and the players, and capped off by the win on Sunday versus Florida. I mean, that crowd was unbelievable. I don't think in my wildest dreams I ever pictured a crowd like that. And to see video surfacing after the game of fans waiting in line trying to get in and being turned away. I mean, it was remarkable, and something I won't forget.
I know going into the postseason is all about the details now. You kind of set the foundation. What are some of the details you would like to see your team improve on as the regular season ends?
Yeah, believe it or not, I mean, there's not a whole lot I wanna fix. We've been rolling, and so we've more or less been trying to kind of just stay out of each other's way, and kind of if it's not broke, why fix it? So we're not tweaking a whole heck of a lot right now. We're riding this wave and gonna keep going.
For the crowds being what they are, to switch back to that for a second, I mean, how excited does that make you if you're fortunate to host a stretch of NCAA games, I mean, how imposing do you think that makes it for another team coming in to face you guys?
It's huge. It's huge. You know, last year we were on the road at Clemson, which was not an easy place to play, and then had to head to Charlottesville for games, and you know, just not as comfortable. You're not sleeping in your own bed. You know, the weather. I mean, God bless. We'd love to play play through the month of November. Here in Alabama, where we've got good weather and a beautiful field, and then you throw the fans on top of it. If we can get a couple thousand fans at the game, I mean, it's going to be a tremendous advantage for us.
Okay, well, I got one more.
Yes.
So, the players on this program talked about what you mean to them. Can you talk about what these players mean to you?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I've got enough time for that. Without going individually, for every single player, I mean, just God, they just completely, this group, I mean, just completely have changed the culture and just the mentality of Alabama soccer. Turned it into a competitive program, a program now that's going to be, kind of expecting to compete for championships year in and year out. I think probably one of the most important things, it was, just raising the bar in terms of, coming in and competing and fighting and battling, every single day of training, just our competitive, training environment, which kind of, sets the tone for the game. So, it's been an incredible, group of seniors that we have here, and certainly owe a lot to them. And I think it's awesome that they got to finish out their careers, with an SEC championship and hopefully more.